without you, we go back into storage. It's that simple.
It's not fair!
Get in.
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
I had to stop her screaming. That's what it's all about. Doors and sardines. Getting on, getting off, getting the sardines on, getting the sardines off. That's farce. That's the theater. That's life.
You gotta be fucking kidding. One thing only.
Captain, I just... Give me a ping, Vasily. One ping only, please.
Gun down, David.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
He just told you.
You lie! You're fucking liars!
It goes with the man, whatever it wants to be.
Or whatever it is, it's got to get by us.
Right.
Go get her, Ray.
Sip of aviation gin. It's my favorite gin in the world.
Fuck you, Hugh Jackman. Hey everyone, welcome.
Wait, I have to scratch my balls. There, don't use that.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Top 100 Movies Ever Made according to two random guys. It's been a while.
It's been a while. How many years now?
I think almost like 3.
Almost 3 years. But you know what? We're not quitters. We're going to do this.
And we've seen like 10 movies since that.
I know, right? Like 10.
Yeah.
We went to the movie theaters like once.
And it was Birds of Prey.
It was amazing how bad it was.
Yes. Okay. 70. Last Samurai.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. So, speaking of, movies that nobody remembers anymore.
Yeah, no, really. I mean, some people, still remember that movie exists. And everyone I always talk to about Last Samurai, they're like, oh yeah, that Tom Cruise movie where he's the last samurai. I'm like, no.
No, not really.
No. I mean, yes, it's the right movie, but no, that's not the point. But, yeah, it's a funny movie. I mean, no, it's not a funny movie. It's a very serious movie.
It's a comedy.
But it's an excellent movie. Who directed it?
Edward Zwick.
Yes.
The guy who did Glory and that one weird Meg Ryan movie where she plays this chopper pilot in
who dies.
Persian Gulf. Yeah. But yeah, Edward Zwick who did that, and then he did Blood Diamond, which is a good movie.
It's a good movie, yeah. But yeah, this is basically a historical drama about essentially the downfall of the samurai in the 19th century in Japan, when basically I don't remember my history anymore, but
it's not your history.
It's not my yeah. But anyway, the downfall of the samurai and how Western civilization basically encroached upon Japan, and the whole clash of different cultures. And I remember when we saw the first trailer, and I was just like, oh my god, because that was still around the time when I wasn't really a big Tom Cruise fan. There was only like 1 or 2 movies where I accepted Tom Cruise in it. One was Top Gun, the other one was Interview with a Vampire. I accepted Tom Cruise in those movies, and I was like, okay, these movies he's okay in, but everything else he makes is shit, and I hate him, and he's a bad person. 2 of those things have now been...
Funnily, you were right.
Yeah. Two of those things I've changed my mind upon. I won't say which ones. You can choose which ones I think. However, after I remember I saw the trailer, it's like, Tom Cruise, The Last Samurai. And then he's there and, he brings out the 2 swords, and I was just like, oh my God, he's going to like appropriate their culture and be the last samurai.
I'm Japanese now.
Yes, exactly. And then as the movie progressed, I remember I was still painting Warhammer models then. And I was half watching it, painting my models. And
oh wow,
I was like watching, and I'm like, and then I was like slowly like, I was less and less painting until I was like just engrossed in this movie. And I was like, okay, this shit is getting serious now. So I stopped painting. I put the movie to start again, and I just was like, I totally fell for this movie. By the end of that movie, I'm like having man tears. I'm searching on the internet all about Japanese history. I went and found Shogun, and I'm like,
the TV show.
The TV show.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, I want to be a samurai. I love. I mean, I've always liked Japanese culture, but this really kind of like, really, like rekindled that love of that history and that culture. So I really like got into all that again after that movie, and then I started appreciating Tom Cruise more. Because I realized instantly that movie, he's not the last samurai. Last Samurai literally is, because there's not samurais.
Yeah, it's like the Jedi.
Yeah. They're the last samurai. It's about the last bunch of samurais who are there, and Ken Watanabe.
Ken, oh my God, Ken, motherfucker, what a nubby! What an excellent breakthrough performance!
Oh my God!
I'm honored to meet you. I have enjoyed this conversation in English.
I have questions.
I have introduced myself. You have introduced yourself. This is a very good conversation.
But yeah, it's just very good. Like story-wise, it's really well paced.
I think it's perfect.
Well, yeah, it is perfect.
And yeah, if you may, I think the story about two enemies, getting to know each other, finding that they're very similar, and the whole notion of honor is so. It's the whole movie is seeped in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about that.
Yeah.
Like understanding a different culture and realizing not only that, oh wait, you're people too, but like then realizing, there's something to learn from them. There's, like they might do some things differently. They might do some things maybe that are you don't like, but still maybe they might do some things better than in your own culture.
The perfect example in that movie is the first time you see a samurai doing harakiri, through the eyes of Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt, Tom Bowden. What the fuck was his name? I don't know. But there's this guy, samurai, doing a harakiri during a failed battle.
Yeah, it was his commander or something.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
And he killed himself, doing the honorable checking out of this mortal coil. And Tom Cruise looking like, I don't understand. Why are they doing this? And the whole movie...
and his head was cut off by Ken Watanabe.
Yes.
That's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
Mm-hmm. And the movie...
He got angry at it, too.
Without spoiling too much, the movie goes to that same thing, but we've gone through the journey and now we understand the whole notion of this, self-sacrifice after a failed battle.
Yeah, because the viewer also learns. I mean, Tom Cruise embodies the viewer in this movie exceptionally
He embodies
well.
the Western culture.
He embodies the Western culture, exactly.
This, ladies and gentlemen, the 73 lever action. Trapper. Now, son, have you ever seen what this could do to a man? This would blow a hole in your daddy 6 inches wide.
And he's asking exactly the right questions that I would ask. And, like, it's very easy to be like, oh, shit, like, this is how he's, getting into that whole culture and stuff. And
first laughing at the culture, almost like ridiculing these people and their customs, like...
Exactly.
You don't know what I'm saying, do you? I know why you don't talk. You're angry. You're angry because they make you wear a dress.
And he's like, and he gets accepted by them. But this is like, some people might see it shallow and be like, oh, he got accepted because, the writers wrote it so that now the samurai see him as another samurai. But I don't think it went that far because you can't be a samurai without being nominated by like a lord or something. I don't remember. A daimyo or someone has to actually...
Yeah, he gets to wear the armor of the guy who he killed.
They respect him enough to let him hang around and then wear the samurai armor. But I don't think they've ever said that, oh, you're a samurai.
No.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
What do you want from me? What are you doing? Why are we having these conversations? What the hell am I doing here?
Take a seat, young Skywalker.
He was accepted into them, yet he was still a foreigner.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter.
Yeah.
That he was different.
Yeah.
And that was a very good message in my opinion in that, because he wasn't turned into a samurai, therefore he's no longer a foreigner and different, he's one of us. That's the message. No, he was someone different, but it doesn't matter because you can still change as a person, and because of that change, you are now accepted as part of the village. And now I've lost my train of thought.
No, I got you. Hans fucking Zimmer. This is his best score. In my book, this is the best soundtrack he's ever made. Point is, Hans Zimmer is a great composer, whatever anyone says.
But whenever I hear the Last Samurai music, instantly tears start welling up because it just wells with, the emotions you feel.
Yeah, and the whole score, screams honor.
Yeah.
You feel that futile honor. You hold on to honor when you have nothing else left.
Yeah.
And it's great.
The film is, shot beautifully.
Oh, John Tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy can shoot a movie.
Talk about sweeping vistas, making Japan just look beautiful. It's like when you watch it, it's almost like a fantasy movie. When you see like the rice paddies and when they're like going to the village for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's just the colors and everything. It's just pure cinema magic.
Yeah.
I'm almost like getting like vibes from like Lawrence of Arabia. What's that movie? Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, and Last Samurai starts with the Indians.
Yes, it does.
The whole Little Bighorn massacre, or not Little Bighorn, but
I think it was right after that.
Yeah, but the massacre of
Fat Cat.
Oh God, you had to do a cameo, didn't you? Sorry about that. But yeah, do we have anything else about Last Samurai?
That's why when it comes to 69, there's only two people who can say 69 very well, and that's Bill and Ted.
69, dudes!
And their excellent adventure.
Holy shit! Okay. Oh.
69, dude! What number am I thinking?
Okay, that's interesting. Excellent adventure. Go.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Part one of an amazing trilogy that saw its penultimate episode. Bill and Ted Face the Music.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, it's great. I love it. Here's the thing. It's as good as the other ones.
Yes.
And it's made with as much money as the other ones.
And if you're watching this 1 year from now, I'm gonna do a soundbite that for that. So, Bill and Ted 3, amazing! I loved every minute of it.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
but yeah. So it's basically about two. I don't know. They're not skateboarders. They're not stoners. They're not surfer dudes.
Idiots.
Yeah, two idiots.
I'm Bill S. Preston, Esquire. And I'm Ted Theodore Logan.
Yeah.
Who basically have to pass their high school history exam.
He's dead?
So, Bill, what you're telling me, essentially, is that Napoleon was a short, dead dude.
In a weird high school where their history exam is performed in front of a live audience.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes!
Yeah.
I'm thinking I remember as a kid watching, it's like, is that high school? Holy shit. I have stage fright. I don't think I can do that.
Is that what they do there?
Yeah. And they know that, okay, they have to pass this because, what was it? Bill's dad is like a cop. Or no, Ted's dad is a cop.
Ted's dad is a cop, yeah.
And if he doesn't pass, he's going to be taken to military school.
I spoke to your principal today, Ted.
He said you're failing history. Me and Bill. He also said that if you fail history, you flunk out of school. You know what that would mean, don't you, Ted?
And then they'll break up because they have a band, or they want to make a band called the Wild Stallions. And little do they know that from the future arrives a guy called Rufus, acted by
George Carlin,
in one of his best roles.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
And
in one of his only roles.
Yeah, and he arrives in a telephone booth. Now, for all you kids who don't know what a telephone booth is, back in the day when there was no such thing as mobile phones, everyone who tried to call other people outside of their own homes would have to go into a booth which had a telephone, because you didn't want to go into a public phone that didn't have a booth, because if it were raining or some shit like that, then you'd get wet. So a telephone booth arrives out of nowhere. And George Carlin steps out and tells him that, you know, he's there to help them pass their history report, because they have to form a band that will create the song that will, you know, save humanity.
I'm here to help you with your history report.
What?
That was probably stupid.
Yeah.
So essentially, their songs unite the clans, cure cancer, everything is great, but they have to pass this history report. And Rufus gives them the time machine, which is the telephone booth, to do it. And then they just go across time and meet all these famous people and kidnap them. and
with surprising amount of ease, I might add.
Where do we land now? Ted, it's Sigmund Freud.
Yeah. And yeah, there's like Billy the Kid, Genghis Khan,
Napoleon.
Yeah.
Hot.
Just like everyone, and it just as one would expect, shenanigans. What happens when you release all these historical figures in, 1980s San Dimas?
All right, everybody, watch your step getting off. Breathe up and make sure you don't get sucked under. Everybody get together, remember who your buddy is.
I love the part where was it Freud?
Sigmund Freud.
Sigmund Freud, and when they're picking up chicks, and he has like a corn dog in his hands,
yes.
And he talks more and more and more, and he fails at picking up girls. And you see the little corn dog lower.
That's right.
And I didn't pick that up when I was a kid,
Yeah.
but when I watched it, a year ago, I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, I believe you are suffering from a mild form of hysteria.
Yeah.
And then the girls are like, oh, you're so geeky, and they leave.
Yeah.
And then what was it? Socrates is like, oh, geek.
What is a geek?
Yeah. And the thing is, for a dumb movie, it's surprisingly well written.
Oh man, it is so well written. I mean, they play with time, and time travel movies are very difficult to write.
Oh,
Trust
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
They're a headache. Now,
Even Endgame can't get it right.
yeah, I mean, the thing is that you have to come up with a certain set of rules, and then you have to stick with them. Now, of course, in the Bill and Ted movies, they kind of break their own rules a bit, but they do come up with a very good rule that you never really see in many movies, where Rufus says that the time is always running in San Dimas, meaning that even though they go back in time, they can't, they're still taking, like if they go 20 minutes, they spend 20 minutes in medieval times, 20 minutes has passed in the modern time once they left.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that gets broken then at the end of the second movie, where they kind of ruin that whole thing. But
Dude, how are we gonna get out of this? We don't got any time. Yeah, we do, dude. Look, after we get away from this guy, we use the booth. We time travel back to before the concert and set up the things we need to get him now. Whoa!
Time doesn't work that way. Changing the past doesn't change the future. Look, we go.
It's a very good 80s movie, and it's a feel-good movie. It's funny. It has excellent lines.
Excellent chemistry between the two leads.
Excellent.
It's like when you watch it, you realize that these two are friends.
Yeah, because that is what you need in a movie like this. Is have when you're having two leads, they need to have a good chemistry, or you're fucked.
When I was a little kid, I wanted to be a rock star because I could do this with my finger. But as I got older, I realized that the reality of the corporate rock world sucked.
And that chemistry carries over all three movies. I mean, the second movie, you might as well say the Bill and Ted trilogy when it comes to this, because in the second movie, they raised the stakes, because now they've gone back in time. Where else can they go? Well, they they die.
Yeah, they go to hell.
They go to hell.
Yeah,
and then they go to heaven for a bit. But like I love that. And what makes number 3 so good is that you can definitely see that these are two guys who are friends, who've just been going like, what if we make it a third movie?
Yeah.
And for the next 20 years, they're like, what if we let's make it now, because it would be hilarious that if 20 years later they still haven't come up with the song, and everyone in the future like, you better do it now or everything's going to crash and the whole universe will explode. And I think that's just...
that's funny. I always thought that the Kiss song from the end of the second movie was that song.
I always thought the Kiss song was that song, but it makes sense because that's the Kiss song.
Yeah,
it's not
theirs. Yeah, it's not their song.
It's not their song.
I enjoy the first one, but I think the second one is better. I really enjoy that one.
Yeah, if I die, you can have my Megadeth collection.
That's my preferred Bill and Ted movie.
It's funny. The second one is better in some regards, but I think they're both as good, but in different parts.
Okay, let's say the first is really good as a whole, but the second one has a killer second act.
Oh yeah.
The second act alone makes that movie for me. The first and third act, especially the third act, is really wonky, but the second act is so good, so well written, so witty, and it has William fucking Sadler in it as
playing his
Death.
best role.
J7.
A hit. You have sunk my battleship.
Excellent!
Best 2 out of 3.
His best role. Whoever, if you say that he's great in Die Hard 2 or the President in Iron Man 3 or anywhere else, he's a great actor. I love him in acting and everything.
Yeah, it's always good to see him.
It's always he's really good.
Yeah.
But this is his role.
See you real soon.
It's really good. It's a really nice movie. It's one of those rare movies, like if you're really depressed or you're feeling really down, you put that movie on, I guarantee you that you'll feel a bit better after that movie's done.
Yeah.
Thank you, San Dimas High!